Back to Around H-Town
with KRBE's Freddy Cruz.
Back in July, I had a chance to hang out with the women and men from The Rose, a fantastic locally run breast cancer charity. As you know, Breast Cancer Awareness Month is next month, but women and men suffer from breast cancer all year round, and thankfully we've got organizations like The Rose to step in and help women and men. And here to talk about a special event coming up, I've got from Jump for the Rose, Marian Sparks. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much, Freddie. I'm glad to be here.
This is so cool. It's a skydiving event benefiting The Rose on the 17th and 18th.
It's going to be at Skydive Spaceland, Houston in Rose Sharon. We're going to be jumping out of planes.
Which, when you're doing it for a great cause, is a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun, yeah.
Yay!
And we're going to be raising money for The Rose.
That, again, is the 17th and 18th at Skydive Spaceland. Now, I want to get into a little bit of background for people who have never heard of The Rose. We've all heard of Susan G. Komen and all these bigger organizations, but The Rose is a locally run charity. It's a smaller charity, so a little bit of background on how The Rose got started and how they help women who suffer from breast cancer.
Well, you know, The Rose is celebrating 30 years in existence. It was started by Dorothy and Dixie 30 years ago on a shoestring budget, and it should have never made it, but it did. And thank God it was there for me in 2009 when I needed them.
I can't even fathom what it must have been like for you and for anybody who gets the diagnosis of breast cancer, and then on top of that, having to figure out how you're going to pay for all this treatment if you have lost your insurance.
Exactly. When I got my diagnosis, I did not know what in the world I was going to do. I had just lost my insurance due to a divorce, and I was directed toward The Rose. And I still remember Dr. Dixie telling me that I had breast cancer, and I said, well, I don't have any insurance. I don't know how I'm going to pay for this. And she says, don't worry, I've got you covered. And I said, how can you have me covered? And she said, well, we're a nonprofit organization for every woman who comes to me with breast cancer. For every 3 women who come to The Rose who have insurance, I can pay for another woman who doesn't have insurance. She said, corporations give us money, people raise money for us. And I said, I can't believe you're going to do this for me. And she said, well, why do you think I started this place? I was tired of women coming to me with breast cancer and I couldn't help them. I can't tell you how relieved I was. I just looked at her and told her, well, when I get well, I'm going to raise money for you too. And she said, that's great. She said, if you win the lottery, you just come see me. I surprised her a year later with a check for over $11,000. And I've given her a check every year since then. Jump for the Rose has raised over $100,000 for The Rose to date. And we're going to try to raise a lot more in September.
And I can't imagine just the feeling of pride and paying it forward for you. I mean, it's the feeling that you get when you look back on that day when you had that conversation. And now you think about it, and it's, wow.
Yeah. It's a driving force for me. That's what I do. I do this 24/7 now. Work on Jump for the Rose.
You were telling me before we began the segment that you had a special guest that involved gators. It's going to be out there on the weekend of the 17th and the 18th.
Yes, Gator Squad is coming, and they're bringing baby alligators.
Oh man.
They're wildlife conservationists, and they're licensed and insured to come and get a gator out of your yard if you need them to. So people can come to the event, see the little baby alligators, and have your picture taken with them for a small donation for Jump for the Rose.
And you don't have to jump for Jump for the Rose when you go out there to the event on the 17th and 18th.
No, there's lots of things to do. For people who don't want to jump, just come and watch. Yeah, we've also got lots of great food there. We've got some wonderful pastries that Nanny's Niche is providing for us. We'll have those for sale. Beautiful cupcakes with our logo on them. We've also got zorbing balls for the kids to play in. We've also got a great raffle going. One of the best things I've got right now is 4 tickets to the Astros game on September 23rd in the dugout section, plus a parking pass, and that was donated by Lockwood International. And if you do decide that you want to make a tandem jump for the Rose, go to our special link on our website, www.jumpfortherose.org, and click on the link for a tandem jump. We have got a very, very special event going on for skydivers over 60. It's a very prestigious thing to be, if you're a skydiver over 60, it's a very prestigious thing to be invited to this world record event.
What?
Yeah, we're going to be having a world record attempt. We've got 30 to 35 skydivers over 60, all of whom are going to be jumping out of two planes at the same time and forming a formation where they go in and hold on to each other and in the specific space that, spot that they're supposed to, and try to do that and then move and go to another formation before they have to break off and pull their parachutes. And you can see that from the ground. And it's going to be wonderful to watch. And then when everybody lands, that's fun too.
Full disclosure, Marian is the one that holds the current world record. So she's going to be breaking her own world record,
yes,
which is amazing in and of itself.
Yes, yeah, that's right. I do hold the current world record for skydivers over 60.
That is awesome. So we got Jump for the Rose at Skydive Spaceland coming up on September 17th and 18th. And again, all that info is online at jumpfortherose.org. 3 insured women will cover 1 uninsured woman for breast cancer treatments. What else is happening around Houston with the Rose?
Right now, the Rose is having all this year their 30 for 30 campaign to help raise money. They're hoping to raise $300,000.
Marian Sparks with Jump for the Rose. Thanks again for swinging by Around H-Town.
Thanks.